what can be. Wait, did we see her? Wait, hold on, let me check.
No, I didn't see her. Nobody saw her.
Have we seen her? No, we cannot see her.
I was watching the map the whole time, but I didn't saw her, I remember.
Yeah, okay. No, I was just thinking because you, as a top laner, it's very important for you to try to figure out where the enemy jungle is pathing, so that you don't get camped or ganked. So, like a little trick that I like to do. Well, in this scenario, you leash for the jungler, so it's an excuse, right? But what you can do if you're not leashing is you can. Usually they don't hover or they don't cover that well. So you can walk from the tri-bush over here and walk down here. Usually they don't see you, and you can throw a little ward over here.
But only after I pushed into lane, right?
No. I mean at the start of the game, before the minions come, stuff like that.
Okay.
But of course you leash for your jungler, so you could not.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird because usually when I play mid lane, I'm used to not waste any wards because on mid lane the jungler has like 8 ways to gank, and it's very important that I save my wards for later, so I never ward in the beginning. But on top lane, the jungler only has 2 ways to gank, so it may be better to ward for minute 1. Something like that.
The 2 lanes are very different. Like one of the most important things as top lane is to know if enemy jungle paths where he paths. Is he gonna path for top or is he gonna path for bot? And it's like by doing like a really early ward here, just like at the start of the game, at like 50 seconds or something like that, you know that if you see the jungle do the blue, you know he's gonna path bot lane. If you don't see him at the blue, you know he's gonna path top lane. So you should be careful, So, but anyways, what I was gonna get back to is, in this scenario, your jungler is pathing bot lane. So because of this, one thing you need to know is that you don't need to push the wave. The wave. You don't need to push the wave because he's gonna play for bot lane, and you don't know where the enemy jungle is. So maybe she's pathing top lane. So you need to be careful here. At this point, you're something what we call weak side. You know what weak side is?
Yeah, when weak side is when the enemy jungler is on your side, so it's basically a 2v1 lane, and basically the lane is a lot weaker because the enemy has more control over it.
Yes, exactly. So at this state, you're playing weak side. Your jungler is pathing bot lane, and he's thinking in his head, I will play for Samira Tariq because I think it's better. So at this point, you should think like, okay, there's a high chance I'm gonna play like a 1v2, so I need to be careful. But most likely, the jungler will not pass to a Kayle because it's Kayle. She just needs to scale. But maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't know. It's low elo. They don't usually think these junglers. So the best scenario for this is that you just last hit minions, and you try to keep the wave here, somewhere here.
So basically, in order to do that, I shouldn't even last it. I should bait the enemy into pushing me, right? So I shouldn't trade with the enemy, even if I'm stronger level 1. I should just bait the enemy in, so that the enemy pushes and only last it basically, while the enemy is pushing, right?
Yeah, just last it. Usually in this elo, they will just hit the minions like idiots. So the wave will automatically push it anyways. You just need to last hit minions and wait for the wave to push towards you. And then, this is, I don't know if you're taking notes, but like a really important time on the map is 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Do you know what happens in 3 minutes and 15 seconds? Exactly. So you need to be aware that around like 3 minutes, there's a high chance that the jungler is topside and is trying to look for a gank on you. And at this time, I would just, because you're weak side, I would just throw in a ward here and try to play from this part of the lane. They cannot gank you, and you just need to chill. Because your job right now is not to kill the Kayle. Your job right now is just to farm and to not be killed by a gank. and let your jungler do his thing in bot lane. Unless you see that the Belvet is also at the enemy bot lane scuttle, you know? Then you can do stuff at top lane, then you can try to do trades and kill or what. You know?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Nice.
I kinda played to zone the kill from farm, like I played to out farm her basically. And do a slow push. Like here I think I only last hitted as you see. I tried to build up a slow push. But the problem is while zoning the kale can't even last hit, and if I'm only last hitting, then I will build up a slow push even if I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, this is because you started trading, so the minions started hitting you instead of your minions, and that you make a slow push because of that. Like I said, like the best scenario for you is to just stay here with like the wave is the best scenario is where the wave is here still. But okay, it's fine. It's like because you're making a slow push, it's not that bad either. But you need to ward. And there's a really big possibility that the jungler is here right now or here because the scuttle is up. So high chance that the jungler is gonna be here right now. And how easy do you think it is for the jungle to just walk right here to your pixie bush, which is not warded, and walk behind you and try to kill you?
Yeah, I mean it's a Belvet, so if Belvet is level 3, she can just run at me from the river and run me down kinda. Because she can hit her W and cancel my dash basically, or dash behind me and body block my dash, and then I can't escape, and she can just run me down.
Yes, exactly. Which is why you don't need to take any early trades with Kale. Your best options are just to chill, farm last hit minions, and try to let Kale push the wave so it's like around here, and you throw a ward here. Because in a scenario where your jungler is starting bot lane, he does blue, grump, and he does wolves, and then passes top, right? In that scenario, this would be really good. You start to make like a really big wave, and you push it right now to help him fight Belvet or to contest Scuttle here. But in a scenario where you're weak side, you don't need to do any trades or try to push or anything like that. You just need to chill. So if this Belvet is any good, this is like a really free kill for her right now.
And how do we know where Belvet started?
See, you see what I mean? I could predict this. It's really obvious. And you die from this. Yes. You even use flash.
I think I could survive with WEQ, but I didn't have my Q because I used it to trade with Kale.
Yeah, but this is mechanical mistakes, right? But like the most important is like the macro things. So just know that, like, a big note. If you don't know if the enemy jungler is pathing top lane, just be really careful at this 3-minute mark, and you don't need to push or anything like that. So let's see.
Yeah, but
so you let the wave push, because at what point did the wave start pushing? It was.
So basically, what I should remember that basically in situations like this, where I'm on the weak side, I shouldn't even trade with the enemy because the minions will aggro me. I should just last it and do nothing else, right?
Yes, just last it.
And what about if the Kale goes for farm? Can I out attack her once and then go back? Or shouldn't I even do that?
No, you should just be careful of the 3-minute mark. You can do that, but after the scuttle has, you know that the jungler is gone. Because in the early game, you just always need to remember that 3:15 is when scuttle is spawning, and at 3:15, the jungler is either here or here. And if you're really unsure about where the jungle is, you can do like one thing that I like to do in my games is to look at your jungler and try to imagine that the enemy jungle is like mirroring. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, like Nov the Belvet is on the wolves. Like,
yeah, so because your jungle is at the wolves, the Belvet is most likely at either wolves or
I would take into consideration that Belvet maybe has a bit faster clear than Ramus when done correctly. So maybe at this point she's at blue buff or gold.
Yeah, exactly. But do you understand what I mean, right? Like you can assume that she's around here now.
Yeah, and would this play be good if I would push this lane and then I would go ward? Like I would ward the scuttle crab and then I would push the wave again. And then I would solve Belvet immediately and I would not die if I would move back immediately.
Yes, or like you have two options. Either you try to manipulate the wave so that you only last hit the waves, so that you try to freeze it here around this area. That's option one, which is like the most safest option. Option two, if you're really confident that you can push the lane really fast, you can try to push the wave around, like when the next wave hits this wave, you start pushing already, and you try to crash like a big wave on the turret, and then you just reset immediately. Like you go to base and buy some items and come back.
Okay. So
but at this point,
recall basically.
Yes, but that's only if you know that you can push the wave really fast. And it's already kind of risky because it's already 2 minutes 40, so I think you need to do it one wave earlier.
Yeah, so at this point I should just last it and do nothing.
Yeah, at this, like right now, she has 5 minions, you only have 2 caster minions. You could just start last hitting these minions, and it will automatically push the wave.
Yeah, I think I can freeze this actually. Like when I drag the casters into the bush, the next wave comes, the enemy melee minions go above the caster minions, and I think I could freeze this wave.
Yes, this wave you can freeze. You just need like, I mean, you started hitting with your soldiers, but yeah, you can freeze this. You could just let this push right now. Yeah. You see what happens when you start doing the trades is that the minions start attacking you.
Yeah.
And so your wave is like building up, like your minions is like attacking them, or your minions, or your soldiers, whatever. So it creates like you're starting to push now, which is like the bad scenario here. But yeah, just the key points of this game. Like if you know that you're like a high possibility that you're weak side, just don't push the wave unless you know that you can for sure escape it. And have like an early ward deep here or something, or here, and you know that I can escape if Velvet comes. If not, you just need to chill. Just chill, wait for your jungler to do his thing until you see that Velvet is maybe bot lane or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm slow pushing again. And Velvet comes and kills me.
Wait, let me see the wave state.
She can freeze this, I think. I'm not sure. I can break the freeze because she's very low on health, so probably not.
I mean, I don't think you should. I don't think you should TP here.
I wanted to trap them into the lane.
Okay, so this is it might be a little bit hard for you to understand, but it's like the only time you should use TP is when you know that, like, for instance, there's like minions on your turret or something like that. If you know that this is not gonna freeze, because the caster minions are too low to freeze right now, they need to be full health.
Yeah, but
then
Azir
you
has
can just
very
walk
good
to lane.
Wave clear with a few items. So if I teleport here and kill recalls, I can push the cannon wave really fast in and she would lose a few minions, or even the wall wave.
Yes, but you don't need to, because at this point, you just walk to lane, and this wave will automatically make like a slow push right now. Like it will crash here, and then another wave will come, and then it's gonna start slow pushing, like it make a really big wave, start slow pushing here, towards here, and then you have like a high chance that Kale is gonna walk up really far up, so maybe you can try to look for a solo kill or something. Like there's no need for TPing here, you just need to walk.
Okay.
But this is wait, why did I start recording? Whatever. Anyways, I will not expect you to understand this because it's like this is to understand how waves work. It's like to understand that this is gonna make like a slow push is like difficult.
I think
But
I
will just
understand
mention
it
to you.
because the enemy minion wave will arrive much faster, and even if I have 3 caster minions more, the enemy cannon will kill those 3 casters really fast. So it doesn't matter, they can't freeze. And when the next wave arrives, it arrives faster on the enemy's side than on my side. So they will already kill 1 or 2 melee minions before my wave arrives, resulting in a slow push for the enemy, right?
Yes. Like at this point you should just let the wave like slow push towards you. Like your jungler right now is most likely going top because his raptors are up and he has Krugs. And you can just ping him that the kill is no flash. Like this is such a free kill. Come top. Maybe you're duo with your jungler, I don't know. But you could just tell him like ping Kale flash that it's not up, and you just let the wave push right now. Because at this like 15 seconds ago, this would be a slow push. This would make like a really big wave and push until here. So you just need to walk and wait.
Okay, I get it, yes.
And try to freeze it because you see that your jungler. I mean,
Yes,
right
I get
here
it.
you see him started pathing top lane, I believe.
Yeah, I get it.
So imagine you didn't push this. After a while, at around this time, when your jungler is like perfectly topside, this wave would not be here. It would be like here, if it did not hit the minions. And you just wait for Kale to walk up, and it will be such a free kill for you and Ramos. But again, this is I do not expect you to understand this because it's like understanding waves, and it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, but I mean, if I want to be a good player, then I have to.
Yeah, but you know, one step at a time, you know. So yeah, this is like one thing. Okay, to make it more simple, when your jungle is walking topside, you want to make or try to make the wave in a position where your jungle is free to gank.
Yeah, basically freezing it.
Yes, exactly.
Or pulling it in the middle side, or towards my
yes.
tower or something.
Yes, exactly. That would be the best scenario, because then you open up for your jungler to come top. And maybe you could even buy a control ward. Yeah, you have a control ward. Like earlier, you could put a control ward here, so that you kind of welcome your jungler to come top.
Most of the times I put it into the pixel bush.
This one?
Yeah.
That's a bad ward. At least when, if I mean, it's a good ward if you're weak side and you're standing here. If you keep pushing the lane, it's not a good ward. It's way better to just push the wave. And here's a little secret ward that I really like to use, and the jungler usually never clears it. And that is to when you push the wave and she has the last hit minions here, you have time to walk down here and throw your pink ward in this bush. Because then you know really early if you're getting ganked or not. And usually the enemy junglers never clear it because they never walk in this bush. So it's a really good ward.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, here I'm slow pushing very often. I think also the problem is that I know wave management from a mid lane perspective. On mid lane perspective, freezing is like freezing for a long freezing often is very bad because the enemy can roam from mid lane very easily. But on top lane,
Yes.
they can't really roam that often. Here,
No.
this was a mechanical misplay because I had mana for ult. I wanted to dive Kale out with a Shurima Shuffle, so I just dashed in behind her and wanted to ult her out and then kite her. But sadly, I had not enough mana for my ult anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just a mechanical mistake.
Yeah,
But I mean,
mana
it's
management.
fine that you try because it's a KL and she will outscale eventually. So it's nice that you try to kill her early
Yeah.
when she's weak. But yeah, but like imagine the wave was like if you didn't push the waves all the time, you could have easily frozen it way up here. And it's way easier for you to try to look for a kill when the waves is like here and she has to push up far up. So
Yeah,
you have
true.
so much space to try to kill her, and she has no flash. No? So it's not always useful to push the wave.
Yeah, true. Yeah, my plan here was basically to slow push a few waves and zone her out of farm while I crash the waves and then I dive her. Like when I slow push, then I poke her, and when she's slow, I crash the wave and then I dive her. But the problem
Like
is
this.
that I used a lot of mana to poke her, like my soldiers cost a lot of mana early game, and my Q as well, and then I didn't have mana anymore for my full combo.
This is a really good scenario. I don't know. Wait. Again, you should. By the way, you should put the pink one here. This push, or the one that I said earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, this what you're doing now is what I wanted you to do way earlier. Is that you have the wave set up like really close to your turret. You're freezing it, which is really good, and your jungler is topside. So your jungler right now, if he's smart, he sees that okay, my top laner has set a freeze, and there's a pink ward here, so Kale will not understand that I'm coming. Or if it was there, it would be even better, right? But so you're setting up for a gank right now for your jungler. So this is really good, and she has to walk far up, and she knows that you're way stronger than her, so she's gonna have trouble farming, and she's in a really risky position right now.
And the problem is she wants to abuse the bushes. Here yeah. I think
Yeah.
I would kill her alone as well. Ramus didn't do anything.
Yes, but you always have the risk that maybe she does something to kill you, right? You could just be sure and wait for him to come because you saw he was going top lane. But do you understand, like, when you do this type of freezes and your jungler is topside, then it's you set up for such a good gank, you know? And you kill it so easily. So yeah, that's that's what I want you to understand. So to use freezes to set up for ganks.
Yeah, and here I just want to fast push this and then look for a roam on mid lane because Vel'Koz is overextending, or help my jungler with a rad or something like that.
No, at this point, okay. So after a kill like this, your junglers in this elo will not do this. But the correct play here, right after this kill, is that your jungler should right away, he should not walk to his camps. He should help you push the wave. Because right now, the only thing you need to do is push the wave so that it crashes on this turret, and then just look for a reset right off the bat. You just need to, after a kill, like this happens, like this is like really important. After a kill, or this is like two scenarios. Either after a kill, or if you know that the top laner is starting to roam, you just need to push the wave immediately, and so that she loses XP, and then it will start to make a slow push, to your turret again, and you can start looking for another kill. Because what happens when you push this wave into this turret? The wave will be crushed here, and then it will start to slowly make a slow push because the waves will start meeting here, you know.
Yes.
So by the time that you have pushed the wave, recalled, started walking back to lane, the wave will already start to make like a slow push here, and then you can again look for a kill or something, and you're stronger, right? Because you have more items, you have more kills, you have more farm. So that would be the best scenario here. And if your jungler is smart, he would help you push the wave right here.
Yes.
Like really quickly, so that you can base quickly and then base, buy items, come back to lane, and your wave is in a really good spot. But yeah, so just hard push this wave, and then reset is your best option right now. No, you should. This is bad. You should just reset.
Isn't it good if I push one? Oh no. Yeah, that's fine. Not. They are wasting time. I don't know what they are doing.
Yeah, I don't know. They're trolling, but again, right now this is like super good. You just base right now. This is good. You have like a big wave pushing, and you're low HP. Just base. You have a lot of money probably. Yeah, you have 1,000 gold. Just base right now and walk back to lane.
Alright.
And imagine your pink ward was in this push, by the way. You would see the Melveth earlier. Like, you would understand that the Belveth was coming. But yeah. So you agreed it here.
Yeah. Cool.
And this is what I said earlier, like when the wave is like when she's hard pushing this, and you know that there's gonna be like a big wave under your turret. This is a good TP because you need the XP and you need the farm. Yes. So this is a good TP.
Yeah, here I want to do a slow push again.
Yeah, you see Belveth Woodland. So what the best thing for you to do now is just to do the things that Azir should do. Like you just poke him and try to kill him. You know.
Here, what I wanted to do, stack 3 waves or 2 waves, and then take maybe a plate and then rotate at dragon. But then I saw that I was low on mana and they already finished the dragon fight, so I didn't go. But I wanted to push 2 stacked waves in and then go to dragon.
Yeah, really important. Every time you're gonna roam or go somewhere to help your teammates or something like that, always push the wave first. Like it's super important that you push the wave, because first of all you need the XP and the farm, because you need to focus on yourself, and then second of all, when you start pushing the wave, she has to stay here. She's forced to stay here, and you have time, and she has to like hit the minions, and then you have time to just walk here and do whatever.
That's why I slow push that much.
Yeah, but like right here, instead of going and helping the Samira, just like focus, just push this wave, push it really quickly. Because look what happens here. Because you didn't push the wave, she had time to push the wave faster, and that this big of a wave is gonna crash at your turret, and you got a kill, but like at what cost? You're losing so many plates and so much now.
Yeah.
So basically, just before roams, just remember to push the wave. Nice kill. Yeah, good. This is what I wanted you to do earlier, instead of greeting for the plates or whatever. Like as soon as you kill the kill, start just push the wave. Like you kill the wave, push the wave, and then immediately reset and get items, be stronger, and come back. Yeah, this is good. This is exactly what I wanted you to do earlier, because you come back stronger, and the wave is already pushed here, so it's a really good spot for you. So after a kill, just immediately push the wave, look for a reset, buy items, get stronger, and then if you're confident that you can kill your opponent, then you do that, you know. And you just push the wave. At this point, you killed her really early, and you have a lot of health left. And you saw that the Belveth was, where was she? She was Drake. Yep. So there's no like danger or something. You're free to push the wave and hit the turret now.
I didn't want to hit the turret that fast, so the tower denies more minions from Kale.
Yeah, that's fine too.
It's kinda unlucky. Whatever.
Let me see. Yeah, I think you greeted a bit here.
Basically flash ulting Belvet, and while Belvet was in the knock up animation for my ult, she pressed W and killed me with that.
Yeah, but okay, so in this scenario, when you know that they were at Drake and they got the Drake, like you need to think that okay, after the Drake, the Belveth is most likely, because she was just bot side, so most likely the Belveth will just reset after the Drake and start doing her top camps. So right now she's probably walking top side, because you saw her at Drake and you saw them killing the Drake. So what do you do after a Drake kill? You reset and you do the other camps on the other side, right? So you should know that she's pathing top here. So what you should do, either you just reset now and take, or try to, you reset now and just base with whatever gold you have. You have 900 gold, can buy a lot of things. Or you can do like a bit of a risky thing, but you can try to just, because the kill is so low, you can try to take the turret and immediately just rush out of there. Because you should know that the Belveth is coming top lane here. But yeah, you were so low, like, I don't know how that happened, but it was probably because of Leandris. But, like, you just forget about the turret. The turret is dead anyways. Like, you just, like, you reset and you come back and it's dead. You don't need to, like, greed for it right now. Especially when you know that, you should know that the Belveth is walking topside. And especially greeding for even another wave after that even. Like, you saw her there. And she gets a 400 gold shot on you, which is like one of, like, in higher elo, when someone gets a 400 gold shutdown, it can like even be like a game changer. So you should be really careful when you have this big of a shutdown, so that they cannot come back.
I was trying to zone Belvet so she doesn't take Herald.
Yeah, that's fine. You play for your team now. You're super strong. And yeah. It's a good play that you went bot side here because of Drake. Because this is like really common, like the basics of macro. When you're playing top lane and you don't have TP, and the Drake is coming up and it's on the other side of the map, you should play bot side, or like you should be there with your team. You cannot stay top lane right now. You need to be there with your team.
Yeah.
So you're really low, but you should just base probably even a bit earlier, and then walk to Drake with your team. I mean, you're kind of lucky that they're not contesting. I mean, they're kind of contesting, but you're really low. You should have based way earlier before the Drake fight. Because you want to, your team 100% wants to go for this Drake, and you need to be at your strongest to like fight for the Drake.
So here I should just press B at this moment, then go bot side, push bot wave out, and then go Drake, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Or at this point, like, right here, just don't even bother. Like, even this is kind of risky. You know, there's two enemies here,
Yeah.
and the Belvet there. Just like, and your team is like completely dead. They're all dead. So just base and then start walking mid lane, push the mid wave with your team, and then do Drake.
Here that was funny. I dodged everything basically. Almost.
But there's no need for you to stay here.
Here
just
I wanted to do a Shurima shuffle with ultimate. Like this, I failed it a bit, but if I would do it earlier, maybe I would kill them bot.
Yes, but it's really risky. Like you're like 2 HP. Your team, even your R is dead. Your Samira is way back here, and you're trying to start to force a team fight already. Like you should just base here and be at your strongest, and just start like walking mid lane and look for a team fight and keep your ult. So you should have just based earlier here. Like even though that, like at this stage, like they're not really that far behind. They're like 3,000 gold, 2,000 something. So they can easily win a team fight here, and you're like 1 HP. Even after taking the fruit, you're like kind of low.
Yeah, but my idea with Azir is always that I have very big range, so it's so if I position myself correctly and my soldiers correctly, it's rare that they can walk up to me, and I can dodge skill shots pretty reliably, as usual. So Vel'Koz shouldn't really hit me with his damaging abilities, or not that much at least.
Yeah, but you understand what I mean here. Like in a, like if it was like a bit different scenario and they had like some other champions, you're like a super easy target now, and they can even like win the team fight because you're so low. But the Kale didn't want to come because she wanted waves. So always be at your strongest right before team fights. This is a really important team fight. I would say this is like a game winning or game deciding team fight. You know, that Drake fight. So you need to be at your strongest at that point, and you need to be there early with your team.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are just obviously really strong. Like I said, it was like a game-winning team fight. You got the kills, you got the Drake. You're really far ahead now, so you just win the game. So, but yeah, to remember that. Where's the Drake? There. You should know that this is probably gonna be a 5 versus 5. And you need to be there with your team. And you need to be at your strongest so that you make sure that you win the 5v5. Because imagine if they didn't play like this awful, that the Kale was so top lane doing whatever the fuck she's doing, and the other teammates were trying to help the Bel'Veth, in a bad scenario, this could have, like, they could have just won the game after that team fight if they win it. So you need to absolutely be at your strongest. If you know in your head that this Drake fight is most likely going to be a 5v5 and we need to win this, so you need to be at the strongest to try to carry. Like, you should have reset here like at some point. Like, you're sitting on 3,000 gold, dude. Like, at some point in this, you should have just reset and tried to be at your strongest before the Drake fight. You're sitting on way too much gold. And again, I feel like you're kind of risking it, you know?
Yeah.
You're walking top side. Let's see here. Your team is doing Baron. Maybe you should just help them with Baron, and you go top lane for some reason. And you have a 350 gold shutdown right now. And like, yes, you killed her, but look how close it was. Like, maybe like this could have easily been a kill for Kale, and she would get a 350 gold shutdown. And it's a kill, you know, she's scaling. Like the last thing you want to do is for her to get like a big lead suddenly. So this is also really risky. Like you need to reset more when you have gold. Oh, and also for the health and yeah, they probably needed you at the Drake. I mean the Baron. And what does it do to kill a 3 and 4 kill at this point? It doesn't really do much.
Deny her some XP maybe. Because when I kill her, she can't do anything for like 40 seconds at least.
Yeah, but you could just do the Baron with them. You could do Beater with them. And you could, I think you could even do the Baron if you didn't go for the kill, and you were like with way more health, because you have Leandris, you kill the Baron fast. So yeah, I would think that if you didn't go to for the kill, you could do Baron with your team. But yeah, it's whatever now. You just win team fights now because you're so much ahead. So it's no point in watching the rest of the game. It's the early game that you need to focus on.
Okay.
And the rest of the like mid game to late game is mostly just macro and try to win the game with your mechanics. But like you need to understand that to build up to the mid / late game, you need to perform well in the early game. The early game is the most important. Like, what do you think in high elo? Junglers would say FF if they lose a scuttle, because early game is like super important.
Yes,
you know?
yes, I see it all the time. Like I watch a lot of Korean 1200 LP mid lane gameplays, like Doinbi playing Azir, and in the chat they are spamming FF15 and then some Korean insults and then FF15, and they are just 4 minutes in the game and they are already spamming in the chat FF15.
Yes, exactly. Because in high elo, everyone knows that early game is everything. So you need to perform well in the early game, so that you can translate it into like a big lead in the mid game and try to win the game. So yeah, I don't know if you took any notes from what I said, but yeah, try to manage your wave better. Definitely go for more wards, and always try to imagine where the jungler might be, and always be careful of the 3-minute scuttle timer. 3 minutes and 15, like 3 minutes, I would say, because they might go for a top gank instead of doing scuttle first, you know.
Yeah, you helped me a lot actually. I actually recorded it. If it's no problem, I will rewatch it.
Yeah, no problem, man. That's fine.
Can I upload it to YouTube so I can rewatch it anytime?
Yeah, of course, that's fine. That's
okay,
fine.
Thank you.
But yeah, if you have any other questions or something that you didn't understand, you just let me know, okay?
Okay.
Nice. Super, I'm gonna...